हेलो एवरीवन, आप लोग का स्वागत है डूवर्स फॉर एकेडमी के यूट्यूब चैनल पे। तो हम लोग हाजिर है लैंग्वेज पेपर का सेट 2 का 30 डेज चैलेंज का सेकंड डे। तो चलिए आज का क्लास हम स्टार्ट करते हैं। तो आज का पहला पैसेज है, डिसिप्लिन मीन्स एब्सोल्यूट compliance टू सर्टेन रूल्स एंड regulations. So discipline means something or a rule which you follow strictly. And discipline means that absolutely compliance to certain rule and regulation. It is important for the development of one's personality and character, especially for student. And discipline is important for the development of one's personality and character, and especially for the students. Discipline plays a major role to make a child punctual, regular and sincere in life. And the discipline plays a major role to a child to make a child punctual, who is on time. If you are saying to a child that you have to come in school at sharp 8 o'clock, that means he is punctual, or he comes in 8 o'clock, that is punctual in time, and regular and sincere in life. This has a positive effect on his study and life, and discipline has a positive effect on his study and life. Discipline demands self-control and dedication. And how we get discipline? Discipline demands self-control. You have to control yourself, and dedication. If you are doing something, you have to do by your all heart. Okay, you have to give your 100% to a work. A person who cannot control himself cannot control others. So a person who is not disciplined or who cannot control himself, he cannot control others. It is a virtue and needs to be cultivated from childhood. And discipline is a virtue, and it needs to be cultivated from early childhood. We have to discipline our child from the very early age. Okay, but should not be enforced, as it will fail to bring in desired results. But discipline should not be enforced to a child, as it will fail to bring in desired results. To one who follows certain discipline rises in life, and a person who follows a certain discipline, he will rise in life, or he will get success in his life. Those who achieve something in life strictly follow their goals with sincere efforts. So those who achieve something in life follow certain discipline, rises in life. A student needs to be sincere, dedicated and focused to his goal. So a student needs to be sincere, dedicated and focused to his goals. If a student follows principles set by great men, he will learn how to face difficulties and how to overcome them. So a student who follows principles set by a great man, he will learn how to face difficulties and how to overcome them. Children should be taught that they have to follow certain rules both at home and at schools. And the children should be taught that they have to follow certain rules for both at home and at school. There are um, different rules for school and home. Okay, so the passage is done. Now we will solve the question. So the first question is, discipline plays a major role in making a child. Options are punctual, sincere, regular and all of this. So discipline plays a major role in making a child. Option number D is the correct answer. All of this. If a child is disciplined, that is, he is punctual, he is sincere and regular. So all of this is the correct answer. Option number D. Okay. Next, discipline demands self-control and dash. So what does discipline demands besides self-control? Options are trust, dedication, self-respect, happiness. So the correct answer is option number B. Discipline demands self-control and dedication. Next question. Dedication means. So what is the meaning of dedication? Options are trust, commitment, punctual, concord. So the dedication means commitment. That means when you are committed to someone, someone or something, that you are dedicated to something. Okay. Next, the word punctual is a an dash. So what is the word punctual? A noun, a pronoun, an adjective, or an adverb? So what will be the correct answer? So punctual is an adjective. Option number C. Next, how will children learn to overcome their difficulties in life? So how will children learn to overcome their difficulties in life? Options are by self-control and dedication, by following rules and regulations, by obeying their parents' order, by following certain principles set by great men. So what will be the correct answer of question number 5? So the correct answer is option number D, by following certain principles set by a great man. Okay, so all the questions are done. Now we will learn some other question from the passage which will come in your exam. Okay, so the first question is, what is discipline, or what is the meaning of discipline? So the answer is, discipline means absolute compliance of certain rules and regulations. Next question. Why discipline is important for the development of one's character, personality and character of a student? So discipline is important for the development of one's personality and character, especially for children, because discipline plays a major role to make a child punctual, regular, sincere in life. Next question. What does discipline demands? The answer is, discipline demands self-control and dedication. Next question. Who cannot control others in this passage? So what will the answer? A person cannot control himself, cannot control others. So a person who cannot control himself, a person who cannot control others. Okay. Next. From which age discipline is cultivated in a child? So it is a virtue and needs to be cultivated from early childhood. Next. What happens to a person who follows certain disciplines? So the answer is, the one who follows certain discipline rises in life. Those who achieve something in life strictly follow their goals with sincere effort. Next question. What should a student have to do to achieve his goal? A student needs to be sincere, dedicated, and focused to his goals. Next. What should be a student taught in school and home? Children should be taught that they have to follow certain rules both at home and at school. So the questions are done. Now we will learn some synonym and antonym from this passage. Okay, so the first word is discipline. Discipline. And the synonym of discipline is order and obedience. Obedience. And the antonym of discipline is indiscipline and disorder. Next word is punctual. And the synonym of punctual is timely and on time. Now, the antonym of punctual is late and delayed. Next word is regular. And the synonym of regular is consistent and steady. So as a student, you have to be regular in your studies. You have to do your homework regularly. You have to read new lessons regularly. You have to do take test which will so you have to take regularly tests, right? Now the antonym of regular is irregular. And other word is inconsistent. Okay, next word is dedication. And the synonym of dedication is commitment. And loyalty. And the antonym of dedication is negligence and apathy. Next word is virtue. And the synonym of virtue is goodness and morality. Next, the antonym of virtue is vice and sin. Next word is goal. Means synonym is aim and target. Antonym of goal is aimlessness and purposelessness. So these are the antonym and synonym. So write it down in your copy. This so now we will solve the second passage. So let's read the second passage first. A 24-year-old boy seeing out from the train's window shouted, "Dad, look, the trees are going behind." Dad smiled, and a young couple sitting nearby looked at the 24-year-old childishly behavior with pity. Suddenly he again claimed, "Dad, look, the clouds are running with us." The couple couldn't reason and said to the old man. So there was a 24-year-old boy seeing out from the train's window. He was shouting that, "Dad, look at the trees are going behind." So when you are sitting in a transport like a train, or it could be a car, bike. So if you are um, um, going forward, you can see that the trees, they are going your behind if you are riding the car or riding a car. So that happens, that is natural, right? But as a 24-year-old boy, that he was shouting this thing, it makes no sense, right? Because he was behaving like a child. But the dad smiled, and a young couple sitting nearby looked at the 24-old childishly behave with pity. But that 24-year-old boy's dad was smiling, but there was also a young couple sitting nearby looked at the 24-year-old childishly behavior with pity. So they were saying that, how can a 24-year-old boy behave like this? Suddenly he again exclaimed. Suddenly that 24-year-old again said that, "Dad, look at the clouds are running with us." The couple couldn't resist and said to the old man. So then, after hearing that, the couple couldn't resist themselves. So they asked the old man that, "Why don't you take your son to a good doctor?" So they said that old man that, "Why don't you take your son to a good doctor?" So they thought that that child is a mentally disabled boy. So that's why they saying to his dad. The old man smiled and said after hearing the question, listening to the question, the old man smiled and said that, "I did, and we are just coming from the hospital." He said that, "Yes, I did. I take my son to a good doctor, and we are coming from the hospital now. My son was blind from birth." That 24-year-old boy was blind from birth. He just got his eye today. So he just got his eyes today. That's why he was saying that the tree was going behind and the clouds were running with us, because he was seeing for the first time these things, because he just got his eyes. Every single person on the planet has a story. Don't judge people before you truly know them. So the old man said that every single person on the planet has a story. Don't judge a people before you truly know them. There is a saying that, don't judge a book by its appearance, or by its cover. That means if you see a person from outside, you can say that he maybe his looks are not good, so you can say he's an ugly person. But there are there is saying that if you don't judge a book by its cover, that means if you judge a person by its outer appearance, it can be a false thing. It can happen that the person is a good hearted person. His looks must be ugly, but that person is a very humble person from inside. So that's why there is saying that, don't judge people before you truly know them. The truth might surprise you. So the passage is done. Now we will solve the questions. So the first question is, Dash looked at the boy's childish behavior. So who looked at boys' childish behavior? Options are the boy's dad, young couple, the vendor, or little boy. So the correct answer is option number B. Young couple looked at the boy's childish behavior. Next, Dash exclaimed with joy that the clouds were running with them. So who exclaimed with joy that the clouds were running with them? Options are doctor, boy, old man, young couple. So option number B is the correct answer. The boy who was blind from the birth, who just got his eyes, exclaimed with joy that the cloud were running with them. Next question. Why did the couple get annoyed? So why did the couple get annoyed? Because the doctor arrived early, because the old man shouted at them, because boy's childish behavior without his dad's hamper, due to old man's childish behavior. So the correct answer is option number C. According to passage, the word resist means. So what is the meaning of resist? Resist means something which is when you prevent something, when you are trying to prevent or resist something. Like the couple was they could not resist themselves by asking that father that why his 24-year-old boy behaving like a childish boy. So the resist means option number D, prevent. Okay. Next. Every single person on the planet has dash. His happiness, his story, his emotions, his share. So the correct answer is option number B. Every single person on the planet has his story. So all the questions are done. Now we will see some other question from this passage. Who shouted that dad, look at the trees are going behind in the passage? So the answer is a 24-year-old seeing out from train's window shouted, dad, look at the trees are going behind. Next question. Who looked at the 24-year-old boy's childish behavior with pity? A young couple sitting nearby looked at the 24-year-old childish behavior with pity. Next. Who exclaimed with joy that the clouds were running with them? So who exclaimed with joy that the clouds were running with them? So that 24-year-old boy again exclaimed that look at the clouds are running with us. Next question. Uh, what does the couple ask that old man? So the answer is the couple couldn't resist and say to the old man, why don't you take your son to a good doctor? So in this question, what did the old man reply? So the answer is the old man smiled and said, I did, and we are just coming from the hospital. My son was blind from birth. He just got his eyes today. Next question. Last question. What does the lesson this passage teach us? So this passage taught us that don't judge people before you truly know them. The truth might surprise you. So this is it. So now we will learn some synonym and antonym from this passage of important words. So the first word is exclaimed, exclaimed. And the synonym of exclaimed is shouted and cried out. Next, the antonym of exclaimed is whispered, whispered, and murmured. That means talking in low voice. Next, next word is childish, and the synonym of childish is babyish. A person who behaves like baby, to that person we call them childish or babyish or immature. He is not mature enough. That's why we call them immature. Now the antonym of childish is mature and grown up. Next word is behavior. Behavior. And the synonym of behavior is manner and action. Actions. Next, the antonym of behavior is misbehavior and rudeness. Rudeness. Next word is pity. And the synonym of pity is sympathy, sympathy and sorrow. Next, antonym of pity is cruelty and harshness. So this is it. Now we will solve the other passage, passage number 3. So passage 3 is, the horse is a very useful animal. So if you've seen a horse, so it is a horse is a very useful animal. It is found in almost every country, and horse is found in almost every country. It feeds on grass and gram. So the horse eats grass and gram. It is used for riding over long distance. So we use horse as a riding over long distance. It is used in the cities for carrying baggage by cart, and the horse is also used in cities for carrying baggage, because baggage are very heavy, right? And a person cannot carry that much baggage by himself, so they uh, carry that baggage to a cart which is attached to a horse. An Arabian horse is world famous. So in horses, an Arabian horse is very is famous in world. Okay, it is used by military to carry soldiers. So the Arabian horse is used by the military to carry soldiers. Next, it is also used in sports, and the horses are also used in sports. Horse racing and polo are very popular sports in which horse plays an important part. So if you've seen horse racing and polo, there are horse their horse plays an important role in this games. Horses are kept in the stable. So where the horses stays or the home of a horse is called as stable. It needs a great care and proper diet to keep them healthy and fit. So a horse needs a great care and proper diet to keep them healthy and fit. So the passage is done. Now we will solve the question. So the first question. The horse fed on. Options are hay and bread, grass and gram, vegetables and fruit, grass and dry fruit. So the correct answer is option number B, grass and gram. Next question is, how is the horse used in cities? For carrying luggage by a cart, horse racing, polo, and other sports, for carrying the elderly people. So the correct answer is option number A, for carrying luggage by a cart. Dash horse is used in military. So which horse is used in military? Andalusian, appendix quarter horse, Caspian, and Arabian horse. Option number D is the correct answer. Horses are domesticated in a dash. So where the horses stays or domesticated? Shed, stable, in a open area, house. Option number B, stable is the correct answer. Next, the opposite of healthy is. So at first we have to know the meaning of healthy. Healthy means someone who is fit, right? Who has no illness in his body. So the opposite of healthy is someone who is unhealthy. Option number C. Okay. Now the other questions from passages. What does the horse is feeds on? So the horse feeds on grass and gram. How? What is the use of horse? So it is used for riding over long distance, and it is also used in cities for carrying baggage by cart. Which horse is famous, world famous? So an Arabian horse is world famous. And where the Arabian horse is used? So it is used by the military to carry soldiers. Hmm. Which game? In which games the horses are used? So horse racing and polo are very popular sport which in horse plays an important part. So where do we keep our horses? Horses are kept in the stable. So what should we do to keep the horses healthy and fit? So we should to take great care and proper diet to keep horses healthy and fit. Okay, so the questions are done, and write it down this question in your copy and read this, learn this. Now we will learn some synonym and antonym of important words from this passage, passage number 3. So the first word is useful. Useful. And the synonym of useful is helpful and beneficial. Beneficial. And the antonym of useful is useless and harmless. Next word is baggage. And the synonym of baggage is luggage and load. Now the antonym of baggage is there is no such antonym for baggage, or you can say that luggage means something which you are carrying, or a load, right? So there is no antonym for baggage. Next, proper. And the synonym of proper is appropriate and correct. Appropriate and correct. Next, the antonym of proper is improper and wrong. So this is it from this passage. Now we will start the last passage, passage number 4. So we have to read the passage first. So the passage is: a learned Pandit once visited the court of Akbar. So a learned Pandit, that means the Pandit has the Pandit is knowledgeable, he is learned Pandit, and he visited the court of Akbar. He told the king and his courtiers that he had mastery over many different languages. So the Pandit told the king and his courtiers that he had mastery over many different languages. That means he speaks different languages. The Pandit could speak many languages fluently. So the Pandit could speak many languages fluently, easily. He challenged everybody at the court to name the mother tongue, his mother tongue. So he challenged all the everybody at the court to name his mother tongue. When everyone failed, the challenge was taken by Birbal. So everyone in that court were failed. So the challenge was taken by Birbal. That night Birbal went quietly to the Pandit's room when he was asleep. So that night Birbal went quietly to the Pandit's room when he was asleep. He whispered into the Pandit's ear and tickled it with a feather. So Birbal whispered into the Pandit's ear and tickled it with a feather. The Pandit, half awake. So the Pandit was asleep and he was half awake, cried out suddenly and shouted out words in his mother tongue. So that's how Birbal knew what was the mother tongue of that Pandit. Okay. Now we will solve the question. First question is: Dash visited the court of Akbar. Who visited the court of Akbar? Birbal, a learned Pandit, some foreigners, unknown. Option number B is the correct answer. Opposite of vain is so at first you have to know the meaning of vain. Vain means something is useless or fruitless. So the opposite of vain is bring prosperity and happiness. Okay. Next, what was the challenge by Pandit? So what was the challenge given by the Pandit? Could speak many languages with ease, to defeat the strongest soldier, to expose Birbal's misdeed, name the Pandit's mother tongue. So the correct answer is option number D. Next, the word awake is so the word awake is a noun, verb, an adjective, or a conjunction. So what will be the answer? So awake is a verb. Option number B. Next, last question. The antonym of the word asleep is. So what is the opposite of asleep? Asleep means when you are sleeping, right? And what is the opposite of sleeping or asleep? Awake, harmful, wise, sleep. So option number A is the correct answer, the antonym word of asleep. Okay. Now we will learn some other questions from this passage. So the first question is, uh, who visited the court of Akbar? So the answer is, a learned Pandit once visited the court of Akbar. So what did the learned Pandit told king and his courtiers? He told the king and his courtiers that he had mastery over many languages. What challenge he did? He gave everyone in the court. So he challenged everybody at the court to name his mother tongue. Next question. When everyone failed, who take the challenge? When everyone failed, the challenge was taken up by Birbal. How did Birbal get to know the mother language of the Pandit? So that night, Birbal went quietly to the Pandit's room when he was asleep. He whispered in Pandit's ear and tickled it with a feather. The Pandit, half awake, cried out suddenly and shouted word in his mother tongue. That's how Birbal get to know the mother tongue of that learned Pandit. Okay. So the other question from this passage is done. Now we will learn some synonym and antonym of important word from this passage. First word. So the first word is learned, and the synonym of learned is educated and wise. Next, the antonym of learned is ignorant and uneducated. Who is not educated? Okay. Next, next word is court. And the synonym of court is royal hall or assembly. Next, the antonym of court is outside and wilderness. Next word is mastery, and the synonym of mastery is expertise, someone who is expert in something, or someone who has proficiency in something. Now, the antonym of mastery is inability and hesitantly. Next word is challenge, and the synonym of challenge is test and dare. Next, the antonym of challenge is agreement and acceptance. So these are the synonym and antonym. So write it down in your copy and learn this very carefully, because these are important for your exam. Okay, so this is it for today's class. We have uh, finished all the 4 passages from this set 2 language paper. So this is it for today's class. Hope you like this class. If you like our class, then do like, share, subscribe to the Doers for It Academy's YouTube channel. And if you want to join us and want to purchase our online courses, then do contact us in the given number. Till then, stay safe, stay happy. We will meet you in the next class.